Binh Giang Commune in Hon Dat District, Kien Giang Province, where the two streams of salt and fresh water converge, testing human strength with nature's harshness. These farmers in the coastal region have turned these harsh conditions into advantages, choosing suitable and effective farming methods, creating a very unique rhythm of life. Dear audiences, currently Tu Linh and the production team of the Mekong Delta Life program are in Binh Giang Commune, Hon Dat District, Kien Giang Province. At this point, the local farmers are harvesting giant freshwater prawns, making the farmers' lives more vibrant and busier. Now, we invite you to join us to learn about the giant freshwater prawn farming of the people in Binh Giang. These days, Binh Giang farmers are enthusiastically entering the giant freshwater prawn harvest season. The giant freshwater prawn farming business of the locals has only been around for about 4 years, but it's already bringing promising results. For the farmers, with everyone feeling encouraged, the giant freshwater prawn harvest season has become a joyful season, one in which Binh Giang farmers place many hopes. Ladies and gentlemen, in Tu Linh's hands is a prawn with the Binh Giang brand. About 15 prawns per kilogram. And here they don't distinguish between grade 1 or grade 2 prawns, but instead classify them as 10 prawns per kilogram, 15 prawns per kilogram, or 20 to 25 prawns per kilogram. During harvest season, the locals only need to contact traders, and the traders will come directly to the ponds to harvest and weigh the prawns for them. In the early days of introducing giant freshwater prawns to this region, Binh Giang farmers had to work hard to learn techniques and apply scientific methods to prawn farming. From this knowledge, combined with practical experience, the giant freshwater prawns have increasingly adapted and developed, establishing a reputation. Today, traders from many places come to Binh Giang to buy the prawns, giving the farmers more confidence in their profession. Located in the Long Sui Quadrangle, Binh Giang Commune in Hon Dat District, Kien Giang Province has long been known as a challenging area. Nature is not favorable, with acid sulfate soil and close proximity to the sea, causing frequent salt intrusion, making farming feel like gambling with nature. However, since the construction of irrigation systems, including coastal saltwater prevention sluices, along with the T4, T5, T6 canal systems, from Giang flowing to Hon Dat, Kien Giang, freshwater has also arrived, helping to remove acidity, wash away alum, and improve the soil. Thanks to this, Binh Giang Commune is transforming day by day, becoming a land of great potential. People from all over come here to establish livelihoods, with the residents' lives closely tied to prawns and rice. This prawn rice model started about 3 years ago, when the local authorities built saltwater prevention sluices, helping people make a better living than before. Previously, the saltwater couldn't get in because we were growing rice in these fields, and in this area, we couldn't grow rice successfully. But after we controlled the saltwater, once we finished the prawn season, we would release the alluvial water back, and then the rice crop would be successful. Since then, rice farming began to develop. Thus, we keep alternating. After the prawn season comes the rice season, and the next season, we do the same thing, continuously alternating. When talking about giant freshwater prawn farming in Binh Giang, almost everyone knows Mr. Nguyen Van Back, one of the pioneering farmers, bold enough to change production thinking in this area. Originally from Vinh District, which is also one of the areas where the model of raising giant freshwater prawns on rice fields has developed in Kien Giang, Mr. Babak realized that giant freshwater prawns are easier to raise with lower risk compared to raising some other types of shrimp, and they are suitable for the natural conditions of Binh Giang. So Mr. Babak decided to invest and try his luck with giant freshwater prawns. Giant freshwater prawns are easier to raise than tiger prawns or white-leg shrimps because the risk does exist, but it's very minimal. Here, at the beginning of the season, we bring in salt water and raise them during the summer-autumn season. Later, when it rains and fresh water comes in, the giant freshwater prawns adapt, thrive, and grow quickly. If we continuously raise prawns, the soil will become barren. But if we plant rice afterward, the soil will become fertile again, providing natural food for the prawns. With the initial success of Mr. Babak's giant freshwater prawn farming model and the local government's encouragement to expand the model, many Binh Giang farmers today have begun to convert their farming structure to increase economic efficiency. On the same water surface area, Mr. Vo Hong Phat also combines raising white-leg shrimp simultaneously, aiming to use short-term gains to support long-term investment, since a giant freshwater prawn crop typically lasts about 6 months. During this time, money from the white-leg shrimps will help the local farmers earn additional income to cover living expenses while waiting for the giant freshwater prawn harvest. As a result, the people's lives have improved significantly. Before you started raising these prawns, did you, Uncle Phat, research or prepare any extensive knowledge? I learned from the agricultural department. They provided guidance, materials, farming methods, medicines. Engineering knowledge can be taught, but it's the skill gained through practical experience that counts. I gained awareness and monitored the prawns daily to see how they were doing. Do you feed your giant freshwater prawns anything extra, Uncle? Giant freshwater prawns are easy to raise and feed. They'll eat pretty much anything, mainly eating foods like rice, corn, brown rice, or fish. Corn has high protein, helping them grow faster. Is the meat quality better? It's firm, meaty, and sweet. When they're small, the prawns grow slowly. But when they develop claws to grasp food, they grow. They grow quickly, don't they, Uncle? Yes, they do. Binh Giang farmers have become not just savvy producers, but also skilled seasonal planners. Around the 3rd lunar month, farmers release the prawn larvae when conditions are perfect for the early growing period, with water salinity ranging from about 12 to 15 parts per thousand. As the prawns mature, the influx of fresh water accelerates their growth. At this time, Binh Giang is entering the rainy season, which coincides with the annual flood season, bringing fresh water downstream. That creates ideal conditions for giant freshwater prawns to thrive. Ladies and gentlemen, here in Binh Giang today, giant freshwater prawns are showing great promise, and harvest season has become a time of celebration for the local residents. Typically, around the 9th and 10th lunar months each year, The primary harvest of giant freshwater prawns begins in Binh Giang as farmers savor the benefits of their efforts. During this period, the life on Binh Giang's coastal fields pulses with energy. How do this year's yields and prices? Compared to last year, Uncle Ba, this year is looking fairly well, with greater returns than previous year. This year, many people have better income than last year. It's all thanks to the giant freshwater prawns. The white-legged shrimps and tiger prawns didn't do nearly as well. I noticed everyone here alternates between one prawn crop and one rice crop. But if prawns are more profitable than rice, why not do 2 prawn crops instead, Uncle Ba? Doing 2 consecutive prawn seasons would work, but might work for the first few years. Then in the next few years, it won't be as effective. When we raise prawns continuously, yes, the soil becomes barren and lacks alluvial sediment and plankton for the prawns to eat. Regrowing rice produces a variety of plankton, which helps the prawns develop more effectively since they have natural food sources. As I see it, are the laborers harvesting in the pond employed by you, Uncle Ba, or are they brought in by traders to harvest and weigh the prawns for you? I employ them personally for 300,000 dong per person. One day, Uncle? I plan for one day, but in reality, it doesn't take that long. Just one session. They work through the morning and finish by 10 or 11 o'clock. What if traders offered to bring their own harvesting team, Uncle Ba? Would it work? Yes, it would. For example, if they harvest it themselves, they buy from the pond owner at a cheaper price. But if a pond owner like me harvests it myself and sells it, the price is higher. The difference is about 10 to 12,000 dong per kilogram for the harvesting work. Yes. Giant freshwater prawns raised in rice fields are farmed extensively, and farmers take pride in the quality of their harvest. While extensive farming doesn't yield the high profits of industrial operations, it requires less investment, carries lower risk, and provides steady, reliable income. Plus, the favorable environment makes giant freshwater prawn farming increasingly sustainable. In Binh Giang today, giant freshwater prawn harvest season benefits more than just the pond owners. By this moment, many local workers earn extra income from harvest jobs during what would otherwise be downtime between crop seasons. Besides raising your own prawns, you also help with harvesting. For other farmers, right, Brother Tam? During a season, I work about half a month, sometimes about 10 days, or the whole month. Has this extra work made a difference in your family's income currently during this downtime? A day's work can earn around 300,000 dong, like yesterday. Brother Tam, if the prawn field isn't drained yet, what are all the work steps from the very first stage? The final stage, Brother Tam. If the field still got a lot of water, we pump it out first, little by little. We'll carry out 2 or 3 of these machines later, around late afternoon. Around 1 or 2 a.m, we pump intensively until the surface is dry, like that canal. Then we begin to use machines to stir up the mud, make it murky. When the mud gets murky, the prawns close their gills. They lack oxygen and crawl up to the edge where we catch them. Then we take them over for washing. After washing, we run oxygen through them to clean their gills again. I see that. You're working together with others. Since this job can't be done solo, right, Brother Tam? No way. This requires 20 to 30 people because we need to catch them, transport them, wash them, then run oxygen. In your team, everyone earns about the same, right? You're right. The base rate is the same, but the guys operating the machine to stir the mud gets paid a bit more because it's back-breaking work. So I just collect the prawns bit by bit, and when it's done, I go home. Collecting them while waiting in the water is really tough due to the sun. Some days it's blazing hot, other days it's windy. Waiting in deep water gets cold. But if we didn't do this work, we wouldn't have this extra income. Raising giant freshwater prawns in Binh Giang has emerged as a sustainable bright spot in the coastal region, enabling farmers to stay rooted to their land and sea, continuing to develop their homeland. After harvesting the prawn fields, farmers immediately get busy cleaning the fields and preparing for the new rice crop. The rhythmic rice and prawn production cycle of Binh Giang farmers has become a distinctive characteristic of the coastal countryside in Hon Dat, Kien Giang. Dear viewers, from a once harsh, acidic soil region, the giant freshwater prawns have now adapted and thrived in Binh Giang, bringing positive changes and promising signs for the local community's quality of life. This is the end of our Mekong Delta Life program. We look forward to seeing you in our upcoming episodes.